Hello, Brian Westbrook here, Executive Director and founder of Coalition Life. And I wanted to thank you for your interest in supporting Coalition Life and our mission to save lives from abortion. So the question at hand is, what is tax credits? So wanted to talk about tax credits and see if we could walk through why tax credits are different than deductions and how they are more powerful. And you can also use deductions as well to your advantage when you're considering a donation to Coalition Life. We have a pregnancy center in Missouri. We also have sidewalk counseling groups in Illinois, and want to continue to grow and expand that. So we thank you for your desire to partner with us in this mission. So let's ask the very first question, which is, how much is my tax credit worth? So we're going to take a look here fairly quickly at my spreadsheet here. The maximum donation you can give to qualify for a tax credit, you can certainly give more than $71,500, but to maximize the tax credit, the maximum number is $50,000 for a tax credit. So depending on your tax bracket, that donation would only cost $12,836. As we get down further in the chart, $3,500 would only cost you $627, or a $1,000 donation would only cost $179 out of pocket, depending on your tax bracket, of course. Now, how do I determine the best number I could possibly get to leverage this tax credit in the state of Missouri? Of course, that's the magic number. 1.43 is the way you're going to leverage this. Again, it's a 70% tax credit. And so how much should I give? So if I go to line 36 in my last year's Missouri 1040 form and take a look and say, well, how much should I actually pay? So let's say you actually paid $10,000 in Missouri taxes. We would recommend, in order to maximize on this tax credit, a $14,300 donation. And if you take a look at our chart, that would cost you only $2,561 out of pocket to be able to make that a reality of, in that tax bracket. Depending on your different tax brackets, it would have different implications. So, and then let's take a look here. So what are the requirements? How much is my tax credit worth? We cover that. So what are requirements and limits? First and foremost, the requirement is that you have to fill out one of these forms. So a Missouri 1040 form or a Missouri 1120 form are the two different tax filing documents you would have to use. The 1040 is used for an individual, or in special cases for an S Corp, using what's called a composite return. And then 1120 is for any business that is not an S Corp. So let's take a look here. So if I'm filing my individual taxes, I would go down to line 36, and that's the total taxes that I owed. So last year maybe, or if you're predicting next year's, what was that total taxes? And then you would enter that tax credit with the MOTC line 42 down here, eventually through the process. And I'll tell you how that process works here in just a minute. For the 1120 form, this is for most businesses would fill out the 1120 form. If you're an LLC and it spills down into your 1040, of course, you know how that works. So you use the 1040 form. So same thing, this is line 17. You take that total tax there, and then you would use that MOTC to offset that total tax there. So what is the process? Of course, what does the process look like from the moment you make the donation through the application process and to actually saving money on your taxes. So the tax credit, really all the requirements are that you're a Missouri resident who pays Missouri taxes, or a Missouri business owner who, again, pays Missouri taxes, or you could live in other states who you happen to work or own business or property in Missouri, and so required to pay taxes on that as well. So as long as you owe some taxes and would file either a 1040 or an 1120 form, you're eligible. So the process would look like making any donation, whether it be through an IRA, a donor advised fund, or a stock, or of course credit card or cash or check. Then that donation during this specific tax year would go into our database, and then we would issue a tax credit application to you. We would send that to you in the mail. You would receive that, fill out the top portion of that, put it back in the envelope that we provide for you, and send it back to us. We then provide supporting documentation to that, and we include a signature, and we send that off to the Department of Social Services, where they were going to process that tax credit. That takes 45 to 90 days to get that all the way through. And then from there, they will issue a tax credit certificate that then you would include in next year's taxes. So that's how the process takes. And the typical time frame is from the moment you make the donation, that tax credit application process through us could take a couple of weeks to happen. And then once that gets out to the state, to Jefferson City, then that would take 45 to 90 days once they receive that application from us. So again, tax credits are a huge way to leverage your donation, and you're able to then save lives from abortion right here in Missouri through the work of our pregnancy center, along with all the other things that we do throughout the Midwest. So thank you again for your consideration of making a donation to Coalition Life. If you have any questions, just give us a phone call at the number below, 314-827-4039, 314-827-4039. Have a great day.